What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, good people? Welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and let's jump right into it, man. And I know you guys are probably laughing at that title. I'm doing a little bit of trolling, guys, but I want to, spark some debate and hear what you guys have to say. So I had to troll a little bit, and I said the Steelers should fire Kevin Colbert. And like I said, man, I just want to see what you guys, would want to say out there. Let me say what's up to you guys first, man, before we jump into it, because I'm going to try the new format tonight. I'm going to read from newest to oldest, because some of you guys said that you prefer that I read the comments that way. So that's the way we're going to do it tonight. So we'll try it new. So let me shout out a few people that I see in here right in the beginning. And it's funny because I know Tony and Kenyon, they knew that it was a joke. They knew I was trolling by saying that. So it's funny to see that they already knew what time it is. What up, Haden, the Steelers person? Joe Massa, This Story XBL, Still Gunplay, Steeler Cards, my brother Tony, Dwarfy 15, Manny Mercianio. I don't know if I said that correctly, but let's just go with Manny. Father-in-law Leonard, what's up, Leonard? Deron Smith, and again, my boy Kenyon, Jesse Williams. So what's up to you guys, man? Like I said, we're gonna try the new tonight. You guys said some of you guys prefer. Let me fix this camera a little bit, guys. Let me get that together. All right, there we go. So some of you guys, man, y'all said that y'all prefer that I read the newest comment to the oldest. We'll try that tonight, and I want you guys to vote at the end of the show. You prefer me to read from oldest to newest or newest to oldest? We'll try newest to oldest tonight, since on Sunday we did the normal format of oldest to newest. So a couple things to talk about, man. I'm gonna apologize to you guys early. The all 22 was messed up. I don't know what's going on with it. We'll do it tonight, man, but it's out of order. I checked with some other people that I knew had the all 22. I checked with the Steeler Depot guys, and shout outs to them. Shout outs to Alex Kazor. He responded right back to me and said, yeah, it's a wreck. The plays are out of order, so I'm going to really be skipping around pretty bad tonight, trying to find a couple plays for us to talk about, but I don't really have any plays that I can grab immediately just because it's so out of order. Whatever we can find, we'll look at a couple things in the beginning of the game, because ironically, up until like the fifth play, it's still kind of in sync. So we'll look at some of the things I noticed on the opening kickoff. We'll look at the touchdown pass to Antonio Brown. We'll take a look at Joe Haden's interception, and those are really some of the only ones I could really find, the way it's all messed up and all out of order. So, I'm really pissed off about it because, it sucks when you pay for a product and it doesn't work as advertised, and I haven't had any problems with it since I've had it. I'm sure this is just some type of oversight or what have you. I've contacted, the NFL Game Pass people. Hopefully they'll get that fixed or whatever. But a couple things we want to talk about really quick, man, and I forgot to talk about this on Sunday. I can't believe none of you guys reminded me of it either. So, we all kind of slipped our mind. We got to talk about the coaching staff being aggressive. Y'all, do you guys remember that drive right before the halftime, and then we went for it on 4th and 1? It was like 10, 11 seconds or so left in the game with a timeout. Or did we still even have a time? I don't even remember. I think we had already called the timeout. How did y'all like that? How did y'all like the 4th and 1 gutsy call? I think when we did the 4th and 1, we may have still had the timeout at that point. I can't quite remember. And if I could find it here in the all 22, I'll try to see if I could capture that. But how did y'all like that? We often talk bad about the coaches when it's something that we don't like. I want to know, how did you guys feel about that aggressiveness? Me personally, I was shaking in my boots. Leonard to tell you, I looked over at Leonard. I said, yo, Leonard, they going for it. I ain't gonna lie. I like the aggressiveness. Did it scare me a little bit? Of course it did. But we all have criticized our team, the head man, Mike Tomlin, offensive coordinator last year, and Todd Haley, and a little bit this year with Fiedner. We have all criticized them for being conservative. They completely caught me off guard with that one. Wow. And not only did we get the 4th and 1, we ended up getting the touchdown. Great way to end the drive. And we've done that a couple times now this year. What was the last game we did that? I can't remember if it was the Bengal game. It was one of those games where we drove down the field, a super long drive, and scored with a few seconds left in the half. I can't remember which game it was. I think it may have been the Bengals game, or it might have been the Bucks game. But we've done that a couple times. Also, speaking of which, guys, do y'all realize how high we're rated right now in the red zone? I think, if I'm not mistaken, Leonard, you can refresh my memory, but when we were watching the game, they showed a stat. The Steelers are third in red zone efficiency. Wow. Okay, and this was during the game. It may have changed or it may have went up since the game. And we were first in third down conversions. Round of applause. As I take a sip of water here, if y'all don't mind, listen to the applause. Guys, is that not two of the main areas that we have complained about in the last couple years? Yes. That's great to see. You know what else is kind of, pretty good to see again? It's still Cleveland. We're not going to get overzealous. But we've been getting off the field a little bit on third down, man, defensively. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the team. Still, I'm not confident. Still not confident. I need to see more teams that can put our backs up against the wall, put us in some situations we don't necessarily want to be in, challenge us vertically, things like that, before I feel like that we have a shot to do something. So we'll see. Coming up real soon. We got these Ravens this week in Baltimore, which is going to be tough. Remember, guys, I said I would like for us to be 2-1 with that 3-game run. I'm cool with where we are. We've won 2 of them. If we drop the one to Baltimore, I know nobody wants to get swept by Baltimore. We swept them last year. Y'all know how it goes against the Ravens. It could go tit for tat. I would hate that, but it still keeps us in position to do something. We just needed to get at least 2 of those games and keep us in the competitiveness, or keep us in contention for the division with having a tie. Mathematically, it seems like we definitely needed to at least get the 2 out of 3 of the 3 straight AFC North games, and if we could get the third one, whoa, what a cherry on the top that would be. But we'll talk about the Ravens in a bit. But yeah, man, how did you guys feel about that aggressiveness down there? With limited time, clock management, I know we can still question that a little bit, but how did y'all feel about that? And I don't know if I'm going to be able to see you guys' answers, because, again, y'all voted for me to go newest to oldest. So I'm just playing with y'all. Let's see. Ben Roethlisberger, guys, injury report. Roethlisberger has a fracture in his index finger on his non-throwing hand. Now, interesting enough, it happened during the game. He finished the game. None of us knew about it. But are you concerned? As we all know, a lot of us who play sports, adrenaline sometimes can, adrenaline can keep things rolling. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe, he didn't feel it as much during the game, but after that thing sets in, is that going to affect him against the Ravens? Are we going to be more conservative? Well, not having him in shotgun as much, trying to catch the ball, handing the ball off to James Conner more. Is that going to limit what we want to do in the playbook? Interesting. We got to keep an eye on that. Tomlin said that he doesn't think it will affect his participation, but regardless of a fracture or any type of impairment on your hand, I'm concerned. So we'll see. What else? We don't know about Cody Sensabaugh yet. Interesting comment that Mike Tomlin said about Artie Burns, and we know Tomlin. We know Tomlin is not going to feed into the nonsense. He's going to give you the answer he wants to give you. But he said that Artie Burns was late to a walkthrough, and that was the reason why he sat him down. Interesting. Now, that could have very well have happened, but I really believe that they sat him down, try to get his head back on straight. However, shout outs to Tony. Tony advised me that he heard, I think he listened to Steeler Nation's radio, he heard that, Artie was having a great week of practice. Seemed like he was getting himself back together. Then he gets sat down. So maybe it was because of the meeting, but I really think it was partly as well because of his production, because we've seen him get sat down during the game because of his lack of production. So I'm cool with that. We'll have to see what's going to happen with Sensabaugh. It's a toe. And Tomlin said it's day to day. If he can't go, then obviously, guys, Artie Burns will have to go. And whether he starts or whether he comes in as, a sub-package guy, we'll see. We'll see if Cam Sutton will get the nod, in base, or will it be Artie Burns if Cody SimFBall can't go. Speaking of that, did you guys notice? And it's funny because I didn't talk about this Sunday as well, and that's why I like the post game, because it's just raw reactions until you can go back and watch the game. And yeah, my crazy self, guys, I've watched the game 3 times already. I've watched the majority of the all 22. Do you realize that? And we didn't talk about this Sunday, guys, but Burnett played. Ain't that something? I don't know why we didn't talk about that. And we all have been waiting to see Burnett on the field. Burnett played. Okay, Burnett played. Did you guys notice that who was coming in the dime playing at linebacker? It was LJ Ford. Did you guys notice that? Interesting. And of course Mike Hilton back out there. And we saw a complement of Hilton, Ford, and Burnett. So we saw some things happening. Did you also notice in the base defense, Terrell Edmonds was out there? Now, some could say he's earned it. Some could say it's because Burnett is coming back off an injury. You want to work him in. Who knows who's going to be the starter in base? But it was just some interesting things to see out there. And we probably didn't pay attention to it. It was a lot of pressure being thrown at Baker. But I would be curious to see, man, how, a guy like Burnett might be able to change some things against the Ravens, knowing they like to go heavy a lot of times, 22 personnel and things like that, 2 tight ends. It'll be interesting to see, excuse me, let me grab another sip of water, but it'll be interesting to see, man, how that dynamic plays out. He didn't play the first time, and he's known for being able to come down in the box, check a tight end one-on-one. So we'll see. Outside of that, man, we're going to take a look at some of the footage here in a little bit. Let's see. What else, guys? Was there anything else, that I wanted to hit on really quick before we look at some of the all 22? So let's talk about the Kevin Colbert thing really quick. So, guys, and again, yes, I'm trolling. And for you guys who know me, y'all know I'm trolling, so I'm not trying to do a clickbait type of title. No, I don't do that. But, sometimes I troll just to get, to see what you guys want to, have to say about what I said. Guys, listen, all of the dream scenarios that we asked about, or we talked about, or we dreamt up, it wasn't going to happen. I told you that a long time ago. Kenyon told you. Tony told you. We told you a long time ago that Patrick Peterson was not going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. It just wasn't going to happen. And shout outs to my cousin Floyd, and he's probably watching, or at least he'll catch this on the rebound. We talked last week. Unfortunately, we were at a funeral together for a very close member of that family. But we talked about as soon as we see each other, it didn't take but 5 minutes before we already talking about, man, what you think? And, Floyd made a good point. He said, look, we've never, ever had a situation where we've had corners like Joe Haden and Patrick Peterson on the outside. He said, man, I would love to see that. He said, and he said he understood my point when I was saying you don't give that much up for him. But my cousin, Floyd made a great point. More like my big brother. But I just say that to distinguish it for you guys. He knows who he is. That's cousin don't even come up in my vocabulary when it's talking about him. That's my brother. He said, well, think about this. And he was being very optimistic, by the way. He said, well, we probably ain't picking till like 28. we expecting to go, far in the playoffs. We always gonna expect that as Steelers fans, even if we don't think the team's good enough. He said, man, we gonna pick in the late 20s. Who we getting? Maybe, why not give up that first? Because who's that guy going to be? Are we going to get a guy that can play like Patrick Peterson? I said, you know what? When you say it like that, Floyd, I see what you're saying. And I can't disagree with that. But we all know the Rooney family. We all know Kevin Colbert. I didn't think that would happen. I don't even think my man was on the trade block, like his ownership said. And so there you have it. There were some rumors floating around about Janoris Jenkins and Gary and Conley. I guess it didn't happen. It is what it is. And there was an interesting post put out today, man, by SteelersDepot.com. They do great work over there. You know, I need to start getting my journalist side up, because they do phenomenal work over there. But they were saying how if you look back at the 2015 first round picks, you can kind of see where Bud Dupree falls, you know, in that pecking order. And it's interesting. You know, some of them guys is either traded or not even in the league anymore. Interesting. Some of the other guys, you know, we probably would have been able to benefit from. I saw a couple guys on that list. If I would have thought about it, I would have pulled it up here and read it to you. You know, I saw guys like Ronald Darby on the list. I think Landon Collins was in that draft. A couple of those guys I would have loved to have had. But speaking of Bud Dupree, guys, I'm on it now. I'm just rambling right now. I didn't even plan to talk about this stuff, but y'all know when we start talking Steelers, the spirit hits you and it comes out. The Steelers spirit, by the way. Bud Dupree is playing better than we thought. He had a great game, man. Pretty solid game against the Browns. Again, it's the Browns. We know who he was going up against. But go back and look at that play when we got to safety. My man Harrison had to hold. Bud Dupree was getting off the ball very, very well, which we know he has that step. We know he has power and strength. The knock that we've always had on Bud Dupree, and I know Kenyon will co-sign this, Bud hasn't really shown us a lot of counter move, or what do you do if the speed rush doesn't work? You don't get the edge. He's had a lot of trouble in his past being able to get to the point. You know, a lot of times he goes upfield and he doesn't work back inside. A lot of times he allows himself to get pushed outside. Quarterback steps up in the pocket. If Bud Dupree could ever develop a real counter, you know, and rip inside sometime, I mean, this guy, his intangibles and his skill set, he could be a beast. He could be a beast. You know, give him TJ Watt's motor. Bud Dupree could be a problem. And he's starting to excel, man. If you look at, not excel, but it improve. Arrow pointed up. If you look at Pro Football Focus, man, they're saying that he's actually leading the team in quarterback pressures. I didn't realize that. So a lot of times, like I always tell you guys, man, I see a good amount of stuff when I look at the All-22. But a lot of times, man, you know, when we're just watching the game, we're not really seeing everything. You know, we're not giving credit for pressures and getting guys off of their spot. All of that stuff matters, even if it's not a sack. A lot of that, you know, what we saw against Baker Mayfield, getting him off his spot, sometimes he improvised and made great plays. But other times he had to get up out of there and he throws an errant pass. And we know Baker is relatively accurate. So pressure was getting to him, and that's all you can ask. You're not going to get 11 sacks like the Ravens did against the Titans a few weeks. That ain't, you know, that ain't going to happen every game. You know, you're not getting a sack every game. What's important is the fact that you're getting pressure, getting guys off of their spot, making them pass the ball faster than they want to, and that's consistent pressure. We were getting that against the Cleveland Browns. Let's see if we can do that against some stiffer competition. Last couple things I would say real quick, guys. Todd Haley gone again, man. So the Browns fire Hugh Jackson, which is crazy. I didn't even realize this stat existed. But they said this was the 6th time a Cleveland Brown coach has been fired after playing the Steelers. That is a crazy statistic. The 6th time a head coach has been let go following playing the Steelers from the Cleveland Browns organization. And just when Todd Haley thought he could pump his chest out, they fire him too. So it sounds like to me they were just trying to get that, you know, that you know, I ain't gonna say the words, but you know, that contest that men sometimes have, you know, who's the big man around here. You know, they wanted to get that up out of there, man. You know, I guess they're trying to set a new tone or what have you, and they, you know, in the interim they put Greg Williams in that spot. So that it was just very interesting, man, to see that both Haley and Hugh Jackson gets fired, where I thought maybe Haley had a chance to hold on to his job, but it is what it is, guys. So how crazy is that? The Steelers don't renew your contract and you go to another team for a year and don't even make it through the year. That is crazy. Very, very crazy. But all right, man, let's get to some of the all 22 guys. Let me pull it up here. Boom. And what we're going to look at first play, let me get the browser up. I know you guys can see it. So the first play, guys, we're going to look at the kickoff. Let's look at that. We'll let this thing run at regular speed, and then we'll go back and break it down. See that missed tackle? And let me show you who missed it. And I know some of you guys think this kid is trash. And some of you guys are ready to give up on the kid already. But he's a rookie. Give Terrell Edmunds some slack, man. Like, again, Troy Polamalu was not great in his rookie year either. But I got to pick on the kid right here. Here he is right here. It's Terrell Edmunds. You got to squeeze this, son. You got to squeeze that. Okay? You got to commit. Look at this. Look at how he whiffs. Can't do that. Let's back it up a little more. At this point, he's not even being blocked. Look at this. He gets past this guy. So if we back it up a little further, Edmunds does a great job to get down there. He comes from right here. So let's follow his path to the ball carrier. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Some old school for y'all right there. Look. Gets to the ball carrier, gets past his would-be blocker, whiffs on the tackle. All right? Now, let's pick on another young player. This guy here. Let's see where he comes from, and I'm going to tell y'all who that is in a minute. Some of y'all might can see it if you got some x-ray vision, but look at this guy right here. Let's follow his path. I'm going to try to follow him with the cursor. He's also going to whiff. Getting in position, slide, slide, whiff, whiff on him. Come on, man. Who's that? Let me see if I can get it for y'all. Well, y'all can see it good. Hold on. Nah, y'all can't see it. But that's Cam Sutton. That's number 20, guys. It's Cam Sutton. Let me show it to you again. Can you say whiff? Look at this. Come on, Cam. And look at him. Look at Boswell playing this very well. Look, it makes the tackle. Do we got to put Boswell on defense? Boswell uses the sideline to his advantage. Look at him. Look at how he shuffles. Already he's thinking, okay, if this guy gets through, let me just maintain my leverage. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Turn and run. Get in front of him. Make a tackle so you don't get yourself hurt. That's a round of applause to Boswell. All right, let's see what else we're going to show here. Now it's going to start getting weird after these plays, guys. It's going to be all out of order. Let me see if there's... This might be one we want to look at. Nah, this ain't really much to look at there. TJ Watt, you know, he slips, but it is what it is. I'm not going to beat him up about that. Let's find another play to look at. Yeah, this one. This is interesting, man, because I want to show you how we beat them off the line. Look at this. We only sending 4. There's TJ Watt, there's Cam Hayward, and this is probably Tuitt. Or do I have that in reverse? Let me see. Yeah, I have him backwards. Cam on this side, Stephon Tuitt, TJ, and Bud. You should have a hat on a hat, right? Bang, 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 bang. This is 4 on 5. Watch what happens. See what happened? We may have confused them slightly because TJ Watt didn't come. So that's Hubbard. You guys know Hubbard. Hubbard does a good job here. Recognizes what he's supposed to do. Boom. Okay. He's going to take to it. They're going to get a double team here. The center's going to, you know, check for pressure coming up the middle. Get a little touch. Get a hand on Cam. Right? Harrison is going to take Bostic here. So this was a great blitz. You know, it looks like, and not really a blitz. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, because Bostic came. So this looks like a classic, you know, one of those classic zone blitzes that the Steelers would run. So we did a lot of blitzing in this game. So we threw a lot of different looks. And look at how this opened up Bud Dupree. Bam! Now, nobody touched him. Free runner. But here's also something I want to show, because there's a misconception sometimes where people say, we ain't getting no pressure, we ain't getting no pressure. Watch how fast Baker gets rid of the ball. Let's put this back in regular speed. Ball gone. That quick. So, while somebody would say, we ain't getting no pressure, that's less than 3 seconds, folks. Okay? It's not always what you think in football. Look. 1, 2, ball is gone. Throws it high. Outstanding call right here. Because TJ Watt almost got there. Almost got his hands on that. Baker has to throw it high. And you got coverage over the top right here, you know, to help out TJ Watt. That's a good defense right there. All right, now let's get to some more plays. Now it's going to get crazy, guys, where I have to find the play because the all-22 is all messed up. Let me show you what I mean. Just pick a random play. This is supposed to be a 3rd and 11 play. And look, play is already gone. This is supposed to be a 3rd and 11 play. And it's supposed to be a pass to Juju Smith-Schuster. And as you can see, let me show you. Oh, this is the one. Okay. Well, wait a minute, guys. They might have fixed it. They may have fixed it. Let's go to the Antonio Brown touchdown. That's the one I want us to see. Let me pause this for a second. They may have fixed it. I doubt it, though, because it was acting really crazy earlier. Let me find the AB touchdown and see if it's right. Give me a second. Actually, let's take a look at this play. The sack. Okay. Looks like they fixed it a little bit, but you see how it's not supposed to start like that. See, when I started it, it's already in motion. And what's happening here is, watch, I'm going to show you. See, it's off. See that? The 3rd and 7 play is the Myles Garrett play. And see how it's starting backwards? It shouldn't be on this one. On my screen, I have it on the 2nd and 7. So that it's all out of whack. And like I said, other people that's using it all 22 today, you know, told me it's messed up. So whatever. But we can get a good piece of it. So let's see, how did Myles Garrett beat Villanueva? You see a little piece of it right there. Just, you know, sometimes a good athlete against another athlete, the good guy's just going to win. Look at that. Myles Garrett just bullied Ben. And Ben. Big Al. And Ben even tried to step away and still couldn't make it happen. Now let me go to this one. And we'll see it. See, it's all messed up, man. I can't pause it the way I want to. We go back here. We'll look at it one more time. Let's put it in slow. I'll let it play from here. Look how Myles Garrett just destroys Big Al, man. Look at this. Come on, Big Al. Ramon can't get there to help. Good recognition. But Myles Garrett able to get him down. All right, so let me see if I can find the AB touchdown. I want you guys to see how that developed. See what happened when I click on the touchdown, and that's not even the play. Look, I got to go back 3 plays in order for you to see it. Craziness. All right, so we should be able to see it from here after this one. All right, here we go. So I want you guys to pay attention to what happened here. All right, we'll run it in slow motion. Then we'll look at it from the other angle. And then we'll take a look at the Joe Haden interception, guys. And after that, man, like I said, I'm going to be done with the all-22 because it's so messed up, man. It's taking me forever to get to the play. Oh, it burns me up, man. When you pay for something and it doesn't work. So everybody look at what happens here. All right? These guys are basically playing, almost looks like a cover 2. Yeah, I believe this is a cover 2. because he does right. You know, your man goes inside. You just play out, play the backside here. You got 2 deep. These guys are playing zone in the middle, and you got Denzel Ward that's going to play his area as well. But look at what happens. All right, I want to show you this part. This is Ben being Ben. This is Ben magic right here. So Ben is going to move the safety right here. Okay, he looks in here, pumps it, which sometimes when Ben is pumping, he's really just, you know, deciding to go elsewhere. I believe he does a lot of that on the fly, which, of course, that's what a pump fake is. But watching how he influences this safety. Keep an eye on this guy from this point. Look, turns inside, and he's going to open up to this side as if he's going to jump any route that could be over here. So both safeties got anything right here bottled up. And there's nobody in this area. There's really nobody for Roethlisberger to hit. So watch what he does. Pumps it. He's going to step up to get some room. And look at this. I don't know if you guys can see that. AB already got his hand up. Ben keeping his eyes downfield. And look at this. Look at all of this space. You're toast. You know what we always say, guys, and this is, you know, just a quick Madden reference when I be giving my feedback on Madden. There's nobody on the field faster than the football. You're not faster than the ball. This dude is toast already, and there's no chance for him to get over here. So we all know how that play ended. Roethlisberger puts it out there, and that's what you call a touchdown to Antonio Brown. Okay? 6 of them things right there. All right, guys, so let's find the Joe Haden play, and then we'll get out of here as far as the all-22. Here it is. I probably got to go up 3 or 4 plays to find it. I think this is it. Nah, that's not it. It's probably going to be the next one. So I probably went up a little too far. It's probably going to be rolled into this play because of how crazy this thing has been acting. Yeah, there it is. All right, so let me show you some things that I love, guys. Again, let's put this in slow motion real quick. I want you guys to look at the alignment. Look at what's happening here, man. The Steelers, and this was a 3rd and 5. We are being very aggressive, but you have to be careful because we basically we putting that big boy pass on right here, and we going man up. Everybody's going to be man. We send all of these guys. Look at this. In your face. Straight bump and run. Now, this is pretty much, this is a situation where Artie Burns could do well. You know, he can get in your face and run. That's what he did in college. He's just not that cerebral. But let's take a look at what happens. All right? Slow motion. We sending the house. I don't know what Bud Dupree was doing right there. Let me mess with him a little bit. Look at Bud. What is Bud doing? Watch how long it takes Bud to look. Play started. Bud ain't even took off yet. Unless he was supposed to be a delay, I don't know. But anyway, this is beautiful stuff again. I love this design. We're gonna blitz all of these guys, and actually we don't blitz him. He's gonna catch this guy out the backfield. Everybody is accounted for. You got a deep safety, and you're sending pressure, right? So Baker sees single man. He's going to take a shot. And look at this beautifulness, man. This is what veteran corners do, guys. You have to use the boundary as another defender. For you guys that don't know football, this is textbook execution right here. You use the boundary as another defender. You use your leverage and you try to pin this guy to the outside. So he cannot work his way back inside. Makes it a very, very tough throw and tough catch. And look at what happens. Excuse me. Look at that perfect leverage. I mean, he in this dude hip pocket. Joe Haden in this man's hip pocket. Like he trying to get a dollar out of his pocket. And look at that. Look where the ball is going to fall. Joe Haden goes up. Bam. Snags it. Lands inbounds. You can't play it no better than that, folks. Let's see if we can get it from this angle. Yeah, here we go. Can't play it no better than this. Now you can really see it from the all-22. Look at his leverage. Look, this dude ain't got nowhere to go, man. I mean, he got a few yards in between him and the sideline, and Joe is on his hip, in his hip pocket. Look at that, man. We can look at it one more time here. I want y'all to see this whole thing develop. And again, look at this beautiful blitz. You got Edmonds. You got Sutton. You got Burnett. You got Sean Davis back there. And then you probably had SimFBall on the other side and Joe Haden on this side. This was a great design right here. And luckily enough, you know, we matched it well as far as the personnel. Low snap right there kind of helped out. Nobody's open. You know, he may have had a chance with Landry right here. Let me clear that out. Yeah, he might have had a chance right here with Landry. Who's that on Landry? That's Hilton? Yeah, he got a shot right here. Because I don't know where Sean Davis is at. Is that Hilton or is that Davis? Let me see. No, because Davis went back to the deep. Yeah, this is Mike Hilton right here. Again, teachable lesson right here, folks. Again, this is why you don't blitz all the time. If Baker hangs in there and he doesn't go with his first target, he got Jarvis Landry right here. He's got him. If he puts this ball right out here, right in front of him, there's no way Mike Hilton gets to that. No way. Now, Hilton is a heck of a player, but just imagine if he throws this out in front. Because remember, Sean Davis went deep. He's not playing underneath. Look, we don't even see Sean Davis in here. He's dropped back. So this is the hole right here. If Baker Mayfield, instead of, you know, automatically decide I'm going to go deep, I got man coverage out there. And that's probably because, again, he saw the safety vacate. See? He see right here. He could tell Sean Davis is going to his left. So he's got man-to-man coverage down here. Now, if that was Josh Gordon, might possibly have been different, but I still think Joe Haden played that very well. And like I said, here's his opportunity right here. But he decides to chuck it. And because he chucks it, Joe Haden is left on an island. And he welcomes that kid to Haden Island. All right, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed that film illustration there, man. And yeah, man, Steelers did some good things, man. We got some good things going right there, and gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. If we can keep that kind of defense going, I think we'll be okay. But we still gotta judge it against really, really good teams, really good offensive teams. An anomaly may have happened against the Falcons. Familiarity may have happened against the Bengals. I want to see what happens when we start playing some more people out there. You know, your Chargers of the world, even your Carolinas of the world, the Saints of the world. You know, we still got some things to deal with. You know, I don't know if the Raiders are going to be a threat. You know, I think we're going to be – I think we could be okay in this second half, especially if we get past some of the tougher, you know, some of the tougher opponents. I see the Steelers realistically – where we at? I can see us realistically losing 2 more games, at least. It's very possible we could possibly lose 3 more. You know, we could very well end up 10-5-1. That's not out of the realm of comprehension. You know, that could happen, and that could win the AFC North. So don't be, you know, beating yourselves up if we drop a game or drop a game here and there. I think if the Steelers can manage to not lose more than 3 games, they'll slide in the playoffs some kind of way. They'll probably get the division. But we'll see. It's a lot of football left to be played. Now, let's talk about what we might have to do, guys, to get the Ravens, and then I'll see what some of you guys have to say, man, and then we'll be up out of here. Oh, wait. How could I forget? See, the all-22 throwing me off, man, and I can't get into what I want to show y'all. Hold on, let me bring that back up. Guess what, guys? The Steelers borrowed from Big Bad Belichick. Yes, they did. Let's find it. It's here in the second quarter. On that touchdown, as a matter of fact. Let me go to the second quarter. On the touchdown. Yeah, obviously I got to go back further, because this thing is bugging. Where is it? I got to find the play, guys. Hold on. I'm going to find it. This thing is all jacked up. Bruh, I don't even know if I'm going to find it. This thing is so messed up, guys. Wow. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to find it. It ain't that. Where is it? It's on. It's when we were on this side of the field. And it was the second quarter because it was right before the half. I can't find it, guys. It's all 22 is all jacked up. This play that we're looking at right now is supposed to be, this one is supposed to be 2nd and 8 at the Cleveland 42. And look where they're at. Clearly not it. This one's supposed to be 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 23. Yeah, it's all messed up, guys. Hold on, let me go to the third quarter. Maybe I can find it in there somewhere. Give me a second. Oh, wait. There it is. There it is, right there. Does this look familiar? New England Patriots, folks. They run this. They have ran it this year. I got to give credit. And listen, Ben Roethlisberger even said after the game, you know, we borrowed a play that, you know, another team in the NFL runs. They're talking about the Patriots. Love this design. This is a beautiful play right here. The only thing I would probably change going forward, maybe take the motion out of it. You know, maybe run it out of like a bunch formation or something like that, so where AB doesn't have to, you know, come across the formation or what have you, right? Because that could tip it off. So I think you throw a wrinkle in here. Let's look at the play first, then I'll show you what I'm talking about. This was beautiful. Great design. Phenomenal design right there. I don't even know what play I have it on to even show you guys this. You know, this thing is all jacked up, man. Because I wanted to see the play before that. Oh, yeah. So this was the play right here that we went for it. See, I need to see the play before that. Hold on, man. I need to see the play before that so you guys can see how much time was on the clock. Yeah, so it was 4th and 1 with 15 seconds. And we threw this pass to Juju. And Juju gets the first down. Then after that, we run this play to Antonio Brown. All right, so here we go. But look at the design of this play. This is phenomenal. Once again, we got it from the New England Patriots. Now, this could have went bad. Oh, boy. Because Randall, he almost got that thing. That was going to be 6 the other way. But it worked. I like the design, but you got to give this kid credit. He almost jumped it. And it could have went ugly. So like I said, going forward, what I would do is I would line him up in a bunch, right? So I would basically line him up to where they're probably like here, you know, maybe he's stacked behind him, and then run it. Because, again, like I said, running it from the motion is going to be easy to see it coming the next time if we try to run it. But look at how close this guy was to getting this, man. Let's run this in slow motion. Look at this. Almost got that thing. But I take it. Great way to end the half with 15 seconds left on the clock. Beautiful stuff. How could I forget that? Glad I remembered. All right, so let's talk about the Ravens really, really quick, man, and then we'll be done for the day. what we're going to have to do first and foremost, I'm going to be really, really quick here because I want to see what some of you guys' comments. First and foremost, what we're going to have to do is spread them out. I remember when we played them on that Christmas, I said the same thing, and we actually did it. We cannot come out in the first drive, first quarter, trying to run jumbo, trying to run all of these big, heavy packages. No, I don't think you do that against the Ravens. Try to establish the run, yes, but let's try it first from a spread formation. 3 wide and, in the pistol or shotgun. And let's see, how our matchups are going to happen 1-to-1. When you start bunching things up, man, it just gets crazy in here. Let's try to establish the run, because we have been able to run against the Ravens. Le'Veon Bell has been able to do it. Let's try to establish the run. Let's not play too much putting the ball in the air. The Ravens have a very solid defense on the back end. They got still a solid defense on the front end. These guys are sack machines as well. They are blitz machines as well, and they have disciplined guys in the secondary. I don't want Ben Roethlisberger throwing the ball 50 times against the Ravens. They are the #1 defense overall. Let's not play no games. And we're in Baltimore. We're not in the comfort of our own home. What we also will need to do is definitely bottle up the run. Alex Collins is a dangerous guy. I love his demeanor. I love the way he runs the football. And you can say this probably every week. Stop the run. But against the Ravens, you definitely have to stop the run because the Ravens are a play-action team. Okay? And the Steelers have shown in recent histories that play action is still something that bothers us. We have a lot of guys who are jumpy in play action, particularly, the linebackers, your Bostics of the world. We saw it against Atlanta, with that nice play action fake to Freeman, and they hit your man Sanu across the middle, and he houses it. We have very biteable guys in play action, so we have to bottle up the run the best we can. And again, like I said, the way Alex Collins runs the football, his demeanor, this kid is going to gain yards. He's not really going to fall down, behind the line of scrimmage. He usually falls forward. He runs hard enough to, if you don't wrap up, we've seen him do it against us. If you don't wrap up, he's going to break the tackle. We got to be disciplined, very technically sound and very disciplined in the tackle game, tackling the run. That's first and foremost. As far as the pass game, man, we just got to try to get a little pressure. I say let's do something a little different that we didn't do last time. Let's send some blitzing at Flacco. Maybe if we have all of our guys on the field, if we can get Hilton and Burnett and Fort again, that's going to give us some opportunity to blitz. We didn't blitz much in the first contest. We know Mike Hilton didn't play. Burnett didn't play. So that plagued us a little bit. I would like to see us blitz a little more and, try to rattle Joe Flacco if we can. And we're going to have to definitely watch the tight ends. Again, I already said it. The Ravens like to come out in, 22 personnel, things like that, and use double tight end sets, play action down the field. Gotta have to, we're going to have to definitely be careful with that. Outside of that, man, we just got to we gotta not be conservative against them. We have to throw something at them that they're not expecting. The Ravens, they really know what we like to do. And a lot of times when we win against them is just because we just have a better athlete. Antonio Brown has saved us numerous times with them. The Christmas game and stretching and reaching across the goal line. Le'Veon Bell rushing for 140 something yards. These type of worldly athletes have helped us. The Ravens, for the most part, have been able to play or outplay us, at the line of scrimmage. We can't allow that to happen. It's going to be tough, guys. Again, don't be surprised if we lose. It's going to be a tough one. They're coming off of a tough loss. It's going to be tough for us to walk into that stadium and get a win. Last year, we did it. Okay, what was it, 25-9, something like that? But guess what? Le'Veon Bell played in that game. And, of course, I love James Conner. But we all know at that time Le'Veon Bell was somebody you had to account for. They paid way more attention to him, which helped us offensively. And also, Ryan Shazier was out there balling. Remember the interception he got on the tight end? How he jumped in first and then sprinted back out to still get the pick? We don't have that playmaker. So, you know, not saying we were the greatest team last year, but I'm saying those two guys could have made a difference in terms of preparation. We don't have that anymore. And James Conner is balling, but you still don't prepare for Conner the way you prepare for Bell. And defensively, we just don't have that ridiculous playmaker. So don't be surprised, guys, if we go up there and drop it. And, you know, Ravens, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to get the win at home, and we'll see. But that's my assessment, man. You start fast. We can't start slow. Don't do the predictable stuff early. Come out firing. You know, if you're going to run the ball from, you know, spread sets. Do not go in there and try to get jumbo early and big heavy sets. Don't do that. Throw something at the Ravens to make them have to adjust. And last but not least, we must get off the field on third down. Must. Must get off the field on third down. Nothing else I can say. We cannot continue to lose situational football. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect, but we need to be like, you know, 8 for 11, you know, well, being able to get off the field when it's third down for them. Something like that. That's going to be huge, because that's something that we've given up a lot against the Ravens, and the times that we've played them in the last couple years is we allowed them to convert third downs quite often, or fourth downs. So that's what we're going to have to do. Is it possible? Yes. Is it going to be tough? Yes. Is it possible to lose? Yes. So there are my thoughts. So let's see what you guys are talking about. And I'm going to try this newest to oldest, but let me tell you something. When you do it that way, how do I read the newest one? I guess I'm only going to read the newest comment, so I never see the one behind it, because that's the only way I can stay current. I don't know. But before I do that, I am going to go back to the beginning of the show. I want to see what you guys had to say about the us going for it on that fourth down, and then I'll come back down and start from the new comments. Let me see if I can see anything from you guys in regards to it. Nah, I don't see anything, man. Nah, I don't see it. So it might be too far back. Alright, so let's try this thing out, guys. From newest to oldest. Captain Spartan says, I'm really not looking forward to this game. Neither am I. Whoever wins time of possession wins the game. You might have a point there, Mark Campbell. Eli Cullen says, Zach, almost everyone thought it was a dead ball, even the announcer. Oh, yeah. We talked about that on Sunday. Man, listen, you got to know the rules, man. Both coaching and players. It's a kickoff. Now, I can understand why you would confuse it, you know, as a punt because it's a free kick, but a free kick is a live ball. It's not a normal punt. And why is Rosie Nix calling for a fair catch? I don't know. That was a blunder. And them players and the coaches got to be on top of that. I blame everybody for that one. I'm going to go back as far back to Roland Young, and then we'll get back to the newer comments. Roland Young says, laugh out loud, Cowboys been around the corner across the street, beside the house, behind the house, but the foundation remains intact. Y'all crazy. Alan Woodall says, the Steelers need to fix special teams. Yeah, they do. They do, man. You know, the coverage team is starting to concern me just a little bit. Debbie says, Rosie Nix messed that up. Regardless, he's not going to catch. Let me give Debbie a round of applause, man. Oh. Yeah, Debbie, I love Rosie, but I don't know if he I mean, we've seen him field a kickoff or two, but no, please don't do that. Mark says, how hard do you think Tomlin yelled at Switzer and Nix after that? And he said, laugh out loud. You know, that would be perception. You know, some people would think that he's not a disciplinarian, so some people would tell you that he didn't. I'm under the impression that he definitely gave him a mouthful. I'm pretty sure of that. If you just listen to what some of the ex-players say. Alex Adenji says, I see Steelers beating Browns cause that caused that to happen. I say the Steelers beating the Browns caused that to happen. Caused what to happen? Enlighten me on what you're referring to. Mariana Papa says, also sorry because this isn't the place, but how are you liking Red Dead? Come on, man. Look, let me pick with you really quick. If you know this is the place, why are you asking? If you know this ain't the place, why are you asking that question? But I will sum it up with this. Love it. Now, I ain't going to go further than that, not on this platform, but I love it. And I will be on it tonight. Grayson Brown, this is a 50-50 typical rivalry game. The Steelers will win if they play physical. First game, Steelers were beaten by the physicality. Stick to the run game against this defense. This game will be won by the run. Grayson, you got a good point. The Ravens were way more physical than the Steelers in that game. It had all of us wondering what type of team do we really have. So it's always been that type of game. You know, the last game that we did beat them, it was a physical game like that first one in Baltimore. The one at Heinz Field at 39-38 was just a crazy anomaly. Am I saying that word right? I don't know. That was a freak of nature type of game, a random occurrence. 39-38, Steelers, Ravens. Nobody saw that coming. But I agree with you 100%. Generally, this game is all about who's the most physical, who can, line up and go head up, get the run game going. And it's not to say that, I'm not in favor of the ground and pound. I just think we need to spread them out and run the ball first. Don't come out with the predictable play calling and we're just going to line up and hand it off. Nah, spread them out and run it if you're going to run it. Establish that so then they're kind of off balance. But I definitely agree with you. Steeler Card says the Steelers are a different team from week 4. I would agree with that. Mark Campbell says Ravens kill us with their zone read running game. Yeah, they do. They do. That's been a problem for a while. That has been a problem for a while. Hilton being available this time around should help our defense out compared to the last time, along with Burnett as well. The Ravens will be hungry for a win since they dropped 2 straight against the NFC contenders. The Steelers must start fast. I would suggest that the offense spread it in an empty set. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that either. Maybe some some no huddle from Big Boy. Let's let Big Ben go to work. Multifresh says we have to put up Flacco. He normally is very uncomfortable when we put up much pressure against him. I agree with that. Steelers beating Browns caused the firing of Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley. All right, appreciate that, Alex. Yeah, I missed your first comment, but you're absolutely right. I need y'all to do me a favor while we at it. Hit the like button. Why is it only 16 likes? There's 66 of y'all in here watching right now. Hook me up, man. Hook me up. Thumbs up that thing. So I'll sit here, guys, and I'll read a few more. I have to say, I'm kind of feeling alive. It feels more alive when I read it from newest, read the latest comment. So maybe we'll start doing that. Y'all let me know. Do y'all prefer it this way or do y'all prefer the old way where I'm scrolling down? That's what I need you guys to vote on here before we get out of here. What else says the kicker has finally stepping up to Hilton. Has been playing great. Burnett is back for this game. Yep. Ravens killed us with their tight ends last time. Still have them. Yep, we got to watch out for that. The defense is finally healthy again. Absolutely. Zach says this is going to be a dogfight. Baltimore is going into a bye. They're going all out, knowing they have a week off. Great point there. Kenyon says everyone kills us with their tight ends. Mark. Round of applause to Kenya. Kenyon is absolutely right, man. That tight ends has been a real serious problem from us. I think Burnett is going to help out with that. We'll see. Why W.Y. Diggy says, I don't remember us using a no huddle a lot this year. I haven't seen it a ton, but we've been doing it. It's kind of been more of like a muddle huddle. It hasn't been more of the traditional no huddle. We haven't done a lot of that. More AGWS. He says, why should the Steelers fire Kevin Colbert? And what I'm actually going to do, guys, after this stream, I'm going to put a question mark there. I'm trolling. I'm just playing. I'm not in favor of firing him. I basically talked about it earlier on in the show. A lot of people were ready to throw him out with the bathwater because we didn't make a trade attempt, which that's always funny. How do we know what phone conversations were had? Everybody's saying he should have got Patrick Peterson and all of these other people. First of all, there's two parties that have to play when it comes to a trade. And second, let's stop acting like we don't understand the Steelers' general idea and how they do business. That was going to be a stretch for us to get a guy like that. Y'all know it. So that's why it's just a troll comment, man. It's just a troll title for those people who just want to fire everybody when things don't go the way that they prefer it to work. You know, just the average fan. Let's see. And that's another problem still, Gunplay. Probably not now because, I mean, we're already an hour in. But that's the thing, guys. I know a lot of you guys said, let's read from, you know, newest to oldest, but I missed some of you guys asking to call in. So, let's put this in play going into the next post-game show. What I will do is, what you guys are going to have to do during the show, I'm going to start keeping Skype open. So if you guys have already sent me a request, y'all can send me a quick chat in there saying, hey, I want to come on. So I won't rely on the chat section here on YouTube to know whether you want to come on or not. So we'll do it like that. So what I'll start doing again, going forward, if you want to come on, you got to send me a request on Skype. If you already a contact, just send me a chat in there. Same name, SimFBallCritic. Hit me up in there to let me know you want to come on, so that way I'll know if guys want to come on to the show, because reading from newest to oldest, I'm going to miss some of the comments. So let's do it like that. Or Twitter. You know, you can hit me up on Twitter, same name. Just hit me up and say, hey, man, I want to come on really quick. We'll do it like that. I promise, we're going to get this together, man. And we're using this season as a pretty good trial run. We're going to have this thing trump tight in no time. Yeah, Debbie, I do. I go back and read a lot of it, man, after the fact. Tony says, we're going to beat the Ravens in their house. We're going to slap them around and go in their refrigerator, eat their food, and spend their money. One thing you didn't say, Tony usually would say it like this. We're going to slap them bums around. That's usually what Tony say. He put bums in there. That'd be great if we did that. Caleb Long says, I feel confident this time around against the Ravens. We've done well against the run the last few games. Alex Collins has killed us on the stretch outside run. We gotta bottle Nick Collins, man. I like that kid. I ain't gonna front. I wish he was on the Steelers team. Like, I love the way he runs. Like, even if he wasn't the starter, I would love, like, just imagine if he was the James Conner to Le'Veon Bell. Would love it. Or even if he right now was the Alex Collins to James Conner. I love the way that kid runs. Let me tell y'all somebody else I like. You know, because I look around the league, man, and there's a certain type of guy and a type of player I like in all positions. I like that kid Carson, man, running the ball out there at Seattle. I said that a few weeks ago, and he's starting to prove me right. It's demeanor. I love the way they run the football. It reminds me of when I was out there toting that rock, man. Ugh. Love that guy. Collins could play on my team in T-Day. Not any day. In T-Day. In T-Day he could play for me. You know, you got to say it ignorant when you really got to stress your point. In T-Day. Let me see what else y'all got. I'm going to stay here for maybe another 2 minutes or so, guys. Thank y'all for the likes too, man. I see we up to 38. Let's see if we can push that thing up to 50. Mark Campbell says, see, told you guys Collins was underrated. Sim just verified it. He is, man. I love that dude, man. Kenya says, yeah, Sim, he got cut by the Seahawks. Yeah. Oh, he did? Who, Carson? Oh, Collins. Collins got cut by the Seahawks. I remember that. That's who you talking about, right, Kenya? And Alan says, we're finally playing better on both sides of the ball. Definitely agree with that. Yeah, you know what? Appreciate that, Captain Spartan, man. Listen, this is why, guys, this is why I love doing this live like this, man. And, you know, instead of doing the pre-recorded, because you guys can remind me of stuff. You are absolutely right. We have got to keep an eye on Lamar Jackson. We should have a little bit of a read on what they like to do with him now, but we got to be cautious. Because I think what they need to start doing with Lamar Jackson, even though he hasn't been that accurate in his career as far as college, they need to start doing a little play action and throwing the ball deep with him. Because every time they bring him in the game, it's a read option. So if I was the Ravens, at this point of the season, I'm throwing a wrinkle in there. It's going to be a read play action to somebody. Let's hope they don't do that against us. But yeah, we definitely got to keep an eye on that. I think we played that the same way we played RG3 when he was a rookie. Y'all remember that? Well, RG3 and my man Alfred Morris, who I met personally. I don't know if I told you guys that story. Some of y'all know it. Love that guy. I met him and his wife. This was a time when I was down at EA Sports, you know, working on Madden. He happened to be there that same week. Spent 3 days with us. And this guy was acting like it was a pleasure to meet us. And, you know, I'm like, man, you're an NFL star. But the humblest dude in the world, him and his wife, I think she was actually pregnant at the time. Good people. I will always be a fan of Alfred Morris. Like, great guy. But anyway, so when him and RG3 was tearing up the league, you know, over 100 yards rushing every game, what happened when they came to Heinz Field? We went back to college days. We put one man on the quarterback and one man on Alfred Morris, and we was like, beat us. And we was blowing RG3 up every play, whether he had the ball or not. And that's how you got to do it. Now, is it going to work 100% of the time? No. But sometimes you just got to look. That's your guy. Hit him, regardless. Regardless. Don't even, you know, we're going to assign you to him. And you ain't got to worry about the read. You don't have to worry about if he going to pitch it or hand it off. Your job is to go hit him. And the other job for the other guy is to play the quarterback. Now, again, like I said, some teams could beat it if you play at that vanilla. But that's how we handled RG3 that year. And yeah, it ain't rush for no 100 on us. We won't play in them games. So that's what you got to have to do, man. If the Ravens continue to show that's really all they're going to do is read option, hey, line it up. You got your matchups out there, and you put one guy pretty much in a spy where he's always is going to go after, you know, Lamar Jackson, and somebody else keep an eye on the running back. Because they're doing very basic stuff out of that formation. That's why I said they should catch somebody in a read play action and, you know, make them think it's read action and then boom, boom. But that's what I would do. Do I collect football cards, Jordan? Nah, I don't. He said Lamar Jackson was shattered like glass. If V-Dub hit him. You might be right. Might be right. Kenyon said, why you so violent? Yeah, Tony, man, y'all don't understand, man. Tony is crazy, man. That's my boy right there. Oh, man, 46 likes. Guys, get that. Let's get that to 50. Can we break a record tonight for the stream? We can get that up to 50, man. It would be phenomenal. But let me get up out of here, man. I've been talking to you guys for, good Lord, man, an hour and 11 minutes. It's been great. It's been wonderful, man. I love doing this. We have a good time here. Let me read maybe a couple more. Kenyon says, the Burnett signing was done specifically for tight ends, but he hasn't been healthy now. We shall see. Absolutely. Fully agree with that. Fully agree with that, Kenyon. We're going to see, man. We're going to see. We're going to see what we can get done. You know, it's the Ravens. It's the Ravens, man. It could go either way. It's almost like looking yourself in the mirror. That's why I've always respected their style of play and their physicality. I mean, just think about the players that they've had. You know, those days when Ray was out there and Ed Reed and Nada and, oh, God. What was that one kid on that dude on the line? Redding. And, oh, man. Oh, there it is, man. Round of applause to the chat, man. We have just hit 50 likes, guys. Man, listen, I'm so appreciative of you guys, man, and I'm so happy that y'all allow me to do this. And yes, y'all allow me to do this, because without the audience, it would be nothing. It would be nothing. So please believe that you guys are a part of this. We family here. If y'all wasn't watching, this would mean absolutely nothing. So I just happen to be the talking head, but you guys more than contribute in the chat and supporting and viewing. So I mean, I can't even say nothing more I can say, man. Love you guys for that. But all right, man, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Leonard's in here. Somebody said, "Where's Leonard?" Let me see. Let me check. Leonard was in here a little earlier. I saw him. Let me see if I can find him. There you go, Leonard in here. He's still in here. He's signed on. See, Leonard, you become a crowd favorite. People asking about you. But yeah, he's in here. But yeah, man, let me go. Let me get out of here. I can't promise you guys this, but some of you guys were asking about gaming. I might try to do a little stream tonight. I can't promise. If I can, I'll be back. If not, it's just been tough, man. I've really been wanting to do it, but I think I can't really commit to a schedule right now. So my streams are going to be sporadic. You know, I really use the Steelers stuff as my streaming, but I want to get back into streaming more gaming. So like I said, man, if I get a little time later on tonight, I might hop back on and stream some Red Dead Redemption. But hopefully at some point I can get back into doing more of that during the week. Just kind of tough, man. I have a lot of stuff going on, and you know, and then Wednesday nights I do Bible study, and it's a lot. But anyway, man, quick spill before I go. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't already, man, subscribe to the channel if you like what you saw here. If not, no hard feelings. Also, if you like what you saw, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. I'm not partial. I want to see it all. And last but not least, if you are subscribed or if you become a new subscriber, make sure you ring the bell, cut on your notifications, so that way you know when the videos are starting, whether they're live or pre-canned, you know when they're available and you won't miss anything. So all right, guys, let's get a real big "Here we go Steelers." Put that "Here we go Steelers" hashtag "Here we go Steelers" in the comments. Flood it with that, because we're gonna need some power going into Baltimore at 1 p.m. If we get it done, it's going to be very interesting to see how we got it done, and you know who we are to talk about after that game. So it's going to be a big one, guys. And again, take it from me, if we lose the game, it's not the end of the world. I promise you. You know, nobody really expected us to go on this 3-game run in the division and go 3-0. None of us was saying that a couple weeks ago. So let's be grateful. Let's be hopeful. And if we lose, and maybe we'll learn a little more about the team. But I think we can get the job done if we stick to the script and, you know, if we continue to trend up. But that's all. I'll catch you guys right after the game, 30 minutes or so after the game, and we'll talk it up. Hopefully we're talking about a victory. All right, man. Y'all be good. Be safe. Be blessed. And thanks for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace.